Okay, and now I get why you wanted me to do this one, so there's a lot there to try and take. So what he's talking about, just want to refer back to what he was talking about when he said that they were scared. When he said the prodigal son, and he's talking about it, people can put that down as an arrogance, but what he's saying is I wasn't talking when I was in prison. Either he wasn't able to, or he was finding peace to where he was in prison, but the minute he came out, then he had something to say. And then on top of that, he's talking about style changes. He's saying study, and this is why it's important for you to understand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to understand and study everything that he talks about from a culture perspective, but also understanding this individual, his intuition and his awareness of his whole surroundings. This man is logical as fuck, but his intuition and feelings, and when he comes out, he almost senses that there's copycatting taking place. He's saying, listen to the changes. The Party and Bullshit is a Biggie Small song, and he's saying go from that, and then notice when I dropped a song, the difference that then happened to Biggie Smalls. Then he's saying think about everyone in I'm guessing New York he got shot, but he's saying about all those artists, managers and everybody that was around when he got shot. Okay, none of them saw anything. So what he's saying is there's a personal vendetta against him. He's saying that all of them wanted to wipe him off the map because he found the style that people could copy, and it's a sales thing. But now because he's as big as he is, people are losing stuff either side. They can copycat all they want, but they're never going to be the same as Tupac. That is exactly what he's referring to there, and why this dude is a fucking genius. And I'm 4 minutes 51 in. Strap in. You know what I'm gonna say? This whole piece that you just did.
Expect that. And when you don't come through, then I'm gonna want to crush your empire. And that's what it's time for.
What's it time for, Tupac? Let's talk about that. Let's talk around what you're talking about, crushing empires. Why is it that you can crush empires of Wu-Tang, Biggie Smalls, and everybody else is in Nuke? What is it that you're bringing? What is it that you bring that's different? That's a question. What's your next move, Pac? What is your next move to continue this takeover? How do you take a formula that people are copying and continue that movement to show creativity? How can you keep that pushing to show difference when everyone's copying you? How do you stay one step ahead of that game? That's a fucking question to ask someone who's an intellect. That is a question, okay, to ask someone like Tupac to say, what is your next move? If you're saying everybody's copying you and you want to take over empires, talk us now through your next steps. How do you then take a copycat and you make it better and better and better so that people are always chasing your tail? The next question that you do not ask is, do you think P. Diddy had something to do with your shooting? Are you a fucking idiot? Okay, whoever wrote these questions to give to this poor lady to ask, what the fuck are you doing? You had the opportunity here. I was told this was going to be a good interview, but I suppose you're referring to what he's saying. You had the opportunity to find out more about this empire that he's building and how he keeps one step ahead of the game, to get full inside that fucking brain of his to understand what his next move is. But no, we're more interested to talk about the killing. That could have come later, the shooting, sorry, of from P. Diddy, or Cream Puff, whatever the fuck we're calling him now. That could have come later. There could have been and should have been better questions asked to when you've got someone like Tupac sitting on this sofa ready to answer questions. Whether you had 5 minutes, 24 minutes, or 24 seconds, you take full advantage of that time. Fuck!